Sunny days, sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. I wear glasses 'cause I'm so cool. I can predict the charts. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days. Join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month. Good afternoon, or good early evening, everyone. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on X Summon Future Digibyte OG. So just a quick update, guys. This is kind of what I think is going to happen. Well, not kind of. This is what I think is going to happen. I know you guys seen Lachey's comment, which, like I said, it's good to have both sides. And it's not that I dismiss what she's saying, because I said it could very easily pull her path, but I personally think we have to go down, gather some more support before we can make this overwhelming push. It could very easily go from here, but to me it looks like we have a classic double top formation and it just ran out of steam. But I mean, if we find volume, it could very easily push up. But right now, from what I'm seeing, we could speculate until the cows come home if we want. You know, we could speculate till the chickens come home to roost. But the bottom line is I have to go by what I see in front of me. And sure, I've drawn both scenarios out, but this is a scenario that's more likely to happen. And since it turned, you know, we can sit in our positions too long. I mean, if we knew this was going to happen from a top part, obviously Lachey's coming from a point of profit. She's turned profits. Some people aren't coming from a point of profit. Some people are coming from they're entering a position for the first time. And I can guarantee you this is not the spot to do it. If you're holding on to profits and you're selling at a certain level, well, that's one thing, and that's what she's doing. So you've got to read that comment all the way through. And I understand some of you see a comment and you're like, oh, she said it, it's going to 80, 78, whatever. I'm buying now. I'm going to gain 12 cents, then sell. Be very, very careful with that line of thinking, because this very easily could be coming down the right shoulder like I drew out. So I haven't hid this, but when you look at a comment, you've got to understand it. She's at a point of profit right now, and she's willing to hold on to it for a little bit longer until it hits her sellout plan. Obviously, if we could predict the future, 35.6 down to 33.9. But if you're long holding, it doesn't matter, guys. That's what I'm saying. If you're holding it and you think we're going for an outbreak, there's no reason to sell it. I personally don't. I think we have to come back down, and I've drawn it out, and it's followed it beautifully. Now we'll see if it follows the next part. That's the first part. You can barely see my drawing because the lines overtook it on the left and some of the right side. So it's going to be very, very interesting, because this is where it's going to level off, and then you're just going to see what happens. If it doesn't gather and find some support, I don't know why it would go back up again. I went up a second time and was lower the second time up, which is oftentimes of the buyers being exhausted and the bears taking over the market. I find it hard to believe to think we're just going to all of a sudden push up with this kind of lack of volume when we just failed to get above resistance for a second time. Make that a third time. And what I'm seeing as well, if you break this pattern out, obviously that's a W. But you had an M within the pattern that in all reality should have not turned into a W. It should have went sideways and down to prove bullish when it got down to the bottom. Just based on this part of the pattern right here. Okay? But what ended up happening is it went sideways and then it ended up going up, which means it's ultra bearish right now if you read it within. But there's an M within the pattern, so is it so hard to believe that this could go sideways and down, gather enough steam, and then finish off a monstrous cup and handle that I have already drawn out that you would have to see me pull it back to actually see it? because this isn't just a one-step prediction. I am doing this in stages, and it's going to sit out here now instead of me deleting it, redoing it, deleting it, because you guys are going to see exactly what always happens. Eventually, we're finishing off that cup and handle. It's just, do we have to come down and find volume, which I believe we do. Otherwise, why do we keep getting rejected at this area? But then again, like I said, if it bounces off of this and we find ourselves using 35.6 as support, well, then I'll change my analysis. But when it comes down under 39 or 34, and we're having a hard time pushing through that resistance, well, it reminds me of the wick off, the boy who falls through the ice. Falls through the ice, has enough steam, has that upward momentum, pushes through the ice, is on top of the ice, but doesn't have enough strength to pull himself on and over the ice and continue upward. He's still got his legs in the water. He's panicking. He can't quite get out of the water, but he's on top of the ice, and then he slips back down. Well, now he's got one more chance. He knows he's got one more chance to get over the ice. Well, this time when he goes over the ice, he can't, no matter what. He's got the same exertion. He's got enough force to get over. Had he have gotten over, maybe he could have pulled himself up and saved his life. But unfortunately, from going under again, it's so cold out that a layer of ice has formed over the hole now. No matter what he does, no matter how much strength he has, he doesn't have enough grip or force above him to push through that piece of ice. Therefore, the boy drowns. That's what's happening right now. If you're looking at a Wickoff type style, well, 35.6, 36,000, or you can do 37, but I like to do the 36. 36,000, hey, he got over, look, but then he fell back through. Now he tried to get over again, now he's falling back through. Does he have enough to burst up one more time and try to gather enough strength to get over the ice? Well, he's going to have to find some support or find some footing underneath to push himself and propel himself upward in a direction with enough force to break that ice. And that's what we're looking at right now. We have descending volume. We have descending moving averages. And we were in a rising wedge that came to an end. So everything I'm looking at points to bearish. I don't need all the indicators. I know what I know, and I know what I see, and I know what is going to happen. May not go all the way down. May stop at 30,000, may go to 28, may go further. And it may bounce off this level. That's what I said before. But what I'm playing is not a bounce off this level. And I would rather have my money in my pocket than leave it for a 25% chance at this point that it's going to actually go up to 40,000 before testing support again at 30,000. Because yes, it could be a triple bottom, but what people aren't realizing is it wouldn't be a double bottom or a triple bottom at 30,000. It didn't stop at 30,000 the first time. Went to 28.6. Then it went back up and came down. Then it stopped at 30. So now we could double bottom at 30 or 28. There's no fucking written rule right here. This is unwritten rules. It already fucked itself up in the pattern when it went up and didn't touch the double bottom. So like I said, I profited off every step of the way, so I don't care. Either way, I'm just telling you, if you're holding a position or looking to enter a position, this is a very difficult time to do it. Just the moving averages are on top of us. I mean, even in the 4-hour, guys, we're right up at the moving average, and we got rejected again. So when you have crashing moving averages, crashing volume, and you come to an end of a rising wedge, it only leads to one thing. Trap. Bull trap. That's why even the best of chart readers told me right here that we were on our way to the moon. I said, no, we're not. I said, I guess we'll have to wait and see. And everybody pointed out all this other shit, the wick off and all this other stuff. I'm just pointing out the facts, ladies and gentlemen. I can only do and see what is out in front of me. Now, if we get a sudden burst of volume and this pushes over 35.6, I'll be the first person on here who says, hey, guys, let's see if we can test the support at 35.6 on the bottom side now, since we went top side. Hit it on the way down again, prove that it's support, and then we get back on this gravy train. Why the hell would I get in right now at 33.9? For what? To save a couple cents? On the chance that this falls apart and I lose 25% on a sudden drop on most of my altcoins. If this goes down to 28,000, XRP's at 52 cents or lower, ladies and gentlemen. You want to take that 25% chance right now that it's just going to bounce off of this with no added volume, no added resist or support level it went down to, when we could just get back in? Think about it, 66 cents to 52 cents minimum, or 58 cents, because technically that is a mid-bounce spot. So let's say 58 cents, or We waited for Bitcoin to get back up to 35.6, go top side of that support or resistance line, and prove that we've got enough strength to make an attempt to get up here. That's where I would consider if we went to the top side of that and moved over that moving average and my line of resistance. That's a blow off the top to me. That's also a small blow off the top. I don't think we have enough strength to get back up there, personally. I just don't. So I would much rather take the gamble and have to buy back in at XRP at 70 cents if it's back at 35.6. Then XRP, I have to fucking hold it all the way down to 58 or 52 or even worse. Money in my pocket is money safe. Money on the board right now, yes, it can make you money, but knowing what we know in the current market, the charts aren't all that speak to us right now. There's a lot of factors going in that a lot of people that just read the charts don't understand. I see it all day, every day on YouTube, and it drives me nuts. T-Speak-a-222 XRP Future Millionaire with the sidebound and XM and Future Digibyte OG. There's a reason why I'm the best in the business, and there's a reason why I'm able to put this out here day after day after day. If it were to go topside, I would be the first one to come on here and say, let's take a ride, guys. But let's let it do its job before we would insinuate that we should get in right now. This is no man's land. Even if it bounces up here, it's a miracle. With no volume, with crashing crashing moving averages coming on top of us. Even the 200 days right on top of us now. So the likelihood, if you made a bounce from here, you get harshly rejected at 35.6. There's just no volume to support a move higher than the resistance, period. Stay true, stay blessed. If you guys want to donate, links in the description. If you want to join Tom's Army, I highly encourage that. I'm dealing with being sick today, as you guys can hear. I'm trying to be a trooper. And I've almost... I made it through almost this whole video. I think I only coughed one time. But, you know, it's the expellant part, everything, you know. I feel pretty good, though. Like, it's not stopped my day. It's just, you know, that little sickness, get that congestion, and yada, yada, yada. But, so we're going to see what happens. I would love to see to make a bounce from here, because I know a lot of people still have this, guys. I would love to see it bounce to 35.6 and prove to us that we could do something. Believe me, I'm the first person who would love to see it. But at the same time, I also know I have my profits, and if it goes up $1,000 on Bitcoin or 1,500 and a few cents, a couple percent on XRP, I'd much rather get in there when it's showing signs of strength than get in now when it has a chance of cutting 20% on a flash drop imminently. You gotta weigh the pros and cons, guys. Stay true, stay blessed.